Today I'm going to go through some of my favorite images I was able to capture this summer and why I like them so much. Another image from the BMW Championship, and I had a hard time picking my favorites from this because it was just an absolutely stunning course with having the people in the background just made for better storytelling shots and just the amount of emotion you're able to capture in such a big tournament with the best players. It's just hard to narrow down those images, but this one I liked a lot. It's just simple shot. This is nothing too fancy, not as crazy as the Roy McIlroy shot from earlier, but just a simple shot of Tony Finau. You can tell the ball is about to go in. It takes another roll or two in. If it gets framed perfectly by these people standing here, I was standing a row back from the people, just shooting right through their bodies, and I was able to line it up right with this hole, so it draws your eyes into the moment. Tony Finau's perfectly sharp, just in motion of putting. You can see his eyes. That's the important part. You can see his eyes, and then you can tell there's people around him on the green that just fall out into the depth of the atmosphere. Just colorfully, just a simple shot. Nothing too vibrant, nothing too crazy about it. And honestly, not that technically crazy of a shot. Just I think it turned out the execution was perfective and how I was able to capture it. This was another shot from the WGA Western Amateur Championship, and again, we don't have the ball, but we have replaced that again with the divot and his facial expression. You can tell he's in concentration. You can see the two eyes. You can see the follow through. You get a little bit of motion blur on this divot, and then it's pin tack sharp on him, and you just see the atmosphere of the divot and the grass going through in front of him. But I think what makes this such a good shot is you get all that golfness, and then you just get a simple background. That's the hardest part about these tournaments. You either want a background full of people, or you want a simple background. You don't want a background littered with porta potties or fences. So being able to find and pick those moments, and then I was able to get that. You can tell here there's a red stick, so there's water behind him that was a little messy, and I was able to get just on him by lowering my stance. I think I was sitting, this is a par 3, I think I was sitting right below the tee, and when you get the chance to get low and get these guys and make them feel elevated and just capture a full body swing, it's just stunning. You can't ask for more, and I think that's what relays from every one of these images is the emotion, the expression, and then being able to capture that fantastic follow through and just the earthly divot and just the atmosphere around him with it being pin tack sharp. Alright, next image from the Korn Ferry Tour event, and I told you a lot of my images around this event were focused on the people in the local course and the local surroundings, and that's what a lot of my images were, and any one of those could have made it to the cut, but this one just caught my attention because it's just so simple and elegant. There's times when I think you need those crowd shots, and those might be the best storytelling images by far. I don't think this would be as storyteller driven as others. This could be taken at any golf course, which is a detriment to some things, but I just think it's so simple and so beautifully framed. I just could not leave it out of one of my favorites. You got this guy trying to compete for the PGA Tour, the Korn Ferry Tour. He just hit a drive. We got the ball. We got the driver. We got his face falling through. We got the little tee on the ground here. Everything's pin sharp. And then you just get the nice blue background. And you get the tree branch framing him on the bottom. You get the grass framing him as well. I remember in this image they were way back on an elevated tee where they're teeing off, so it's hard to get some images with a lot of people because nobody's going to walk up there. They're away from the people purposely, so that's when I had to try different shots, and that's why I found this just simple background. You're down almost a couple feet below them. You're able to shoot up. That's why his feet are kind of cut off, but I don't think that matters as much because you get the rest of the full body and the ball in the image. And again, just simple colors, blue, green, navy blue white, just nothing too contrasty in the images. Maybe a little bit high in his shirt white, but besides that, just in the image I absolutely loved, and I had to include one from the Korn Ferry tour event here. Not gonna lie, nothing too special. It's just another BMW championship photo, and the reason why I picked this is not because there's any action, but just because of how perfect the lighting was, the combination of the lighting and color grading. I could not find a better just colored image in my opinion. Just the way the shadows fall off into the highlights, we can still see his eyes even though it's under the shadows of his hat. Everything just illuminated from the sun, but nothing blown out. In perfect walk. It's a famous player, Max Homa. These are those images where it's nothing too fancy, not very hard, and this is more about post-processing images. Yes, the lighting was fantastic, can't agree with this, but just I think the post-processing on this rivals anything I've done before, and that's why I included it on there. You have to, in the portfolio you have a variety of different shots, and you have to show people that, and show people and things that you're proud of, and I think just this coloring on this was one of my best works. There's a lot more images I could go through, but we'll end it on this image, another BMW Championship image in Sung Jae Im here. We heard the story of him in the BMW Championship competing, and now in the Asian Games he was able to keep his spot to avoid mandatory military service so he can continue his uprising career, and just an absolute stun of an image in my opinion. We got two holes back to back here, so you get crowds and fans from both sides, and then the cameraman caddying him, just rule of threes. We know the rule of thirds where you want to put them on each side of the frame, and each one's Sung Jae Im's on the right, cameraman in the middle, his caddy on the left, so you kind of felt that, and just things of three just seem more pleasing to the eye, and it just, this may not be the best colored image by Ferry, not nearly as constructively colored as the Max Homa image from the BMW Championship, but it is just an image that encapsulates what I saw there that day. You got live camera crew, you got Sung Jae Im again taking the follow through, you got the divot up in there, you got the ball divots out focus so you can focus on the golfer in hand. I remember this is the 9th hole, so they're way down there. There's grandstands behind the green, so go up on top of the grandstands. That's how you get this little top-down angle. Just zoom in. I think this is probably a 600mm shot as far as you can. He just happened to have driven it here for his second shot onto the green. And it was lucky that there was no player next to him, so we can focus just on him, and just everything worked out. And that's the thing I think about a lot of these images, is the timing and the lighting. Just you sometimes do have to get lucky to get these images turned out like that. But just a great batch of images that I had from this summer, plenty more that could have made the cut, but these were the ones that made the cut so far on my website, benefits.myportfolio.com, and check out all the others if you want some more